What's up, everybody? It is another episode of Are You the One? We are sad here because the golden couple is not a match. What are we going to do? But let's talk about it. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin. You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion.
It's a remix, y'all. Shout out to Dua Lipa. You got, there you go. Oh, what is this? What is this? She got sleeves, so she feel like, you know, it matches Dua Lipa right now.
I'm trying to shake my sleeve.
Hey,
we got the lights
and everything.
Who is this?
This is Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa, yeah.
I'm not even up on game.
Dua Lipa. She's this young chick that's out there doing her thing right now, and watch out for her. I think she's climbing the charts.
Okay.
Yeah, watch out for her.
Shout out to our engineer. It was engineer's pick today. Engineer picked this song. Shout out to Jeff holding it down. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Lem Gonsalves, and as always, you can find me at The Poet Saint all day, every day, and you can check out my website, stayonthemic.com. Next to me, I missed her. She was gone last week.
I'm sorry, y'all.
But she's back.
Yeah.
You know what it is, my girl Sensei.
Hello, everyone. Hello to my haters. Yeah, no, I'm back. I'm happy to be back. I mean, I think Kareem should be happy that I was not on the last episode with you guys.
Bam, shots fired. Bing, bing.
So, just saying.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm back. Y'all know where to follow me at Since They Don't Play. You know, I got other shit going on, popping, you know what I'm saying? Dash Radio. Shout out to Dash Radio. You know, my music's popping, too, so go check that out, too.
Get it.
All of it. Plug. Yeah. And you know what it is, my A1 since day one, Mr. Nino Llanera.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, you know. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Like always, follow my hashtag Nino's PV to catch up with me and see what I'm up to.
I love how our engineer still has the lights going without no music.
You know, it's a party all the time. Oh, by the way, y'all, if you want to see a sincere reaction from Sensei on what just happened at this episode, please tune in to my IG story. Once again, that is Nino Llanera on Instagram, because that was for real sadness. You were as sad as Uche.
Look, I'm really trying to make it through this, like, be hype. Like, I can't even be hype. Yeah. I'm sad, you guys. I wanted to cry with her.
Yeah. I feel you. But ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do. We always have to have the guests with us on these shows so we can find out what's really going on. So today is no exception. Ladies and gentlemen, via Skype, looking all the way good, all the way sexy. I'm like, dang, probably the best, like, no shade, but the best looking Skype guest that we've had. Her situation is set up. I love the backdrop. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Alexis. Hey.
What's up, Alexis? No lie, though. Look at her.
Check that mute button, Alexis. Check that mute button.
Check that mute button.
Oh, yeah. Check that mute button.
Yeah, check the mute. We can't hear you.
Can we hear you now? Oh, there you go.
Hey. I love it. Are you like an artist or something? Like, how did you even set this up? You look like, she looks like she's in like a spa.
Like she looks like she's recording.
Yeah, what's going on?
My grandma's a photographer.
Your grandma's amazingly beautiful.
Right. Shout out to your grandma.
Shout out to your grandma for even knowing you, too. She was like, she probably kissed, you know.
6 people at least.
More.
Apple fall far from the tree, baby. I am her up and down.
I love it. I love it. I think no one was expecting that at all.
I knew what your grandma was going to pick. I could have won.
No, I'm talking about just like her grandma popping up super. I'm like, damn, she's my grandma.
Like, what's up with grandma? What they call gilf? Is that a thing? Oh. Yeah, I've heard that as a term. I don't use that term. I don't use it, but I've heard it.
Can you lay out the full acronym
No,
there?
I cannot.
Are you sure you don't want to?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But I've heard that as a term. Oh. I'm just saying.
Well, I hope I'm a gilf one day.
What was that, Alexis?
Come on, no balls. What is it?
Oh, see, she called you out.
Okay, well, first of all, don't act like you don't know what it is.
Grandma like to function.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Let's keep it PG.
It's a family show. No, it's not. It's not. It's not a family show. First of all, Alexis, how are you doing? You seem like you're enjoying your beverage, and you were smoking earlier, and it looked really dope. How's everything going on?
Oh, everything's great. Every Wednesday I usually have a couple friends over. They're all upstairs, and I'm down here doing this.
Like the star she is. Look at that.
Right.
I got press, guys. Excuse me.
Exactly. Just to get a synopsis about this episode, we did see a lot of you in different situations, especially with Keith. How do you feel like things went for you in this particular episode?
Keith and I, like, pretty much got back together, and then he chose Olivia to go on a date like a fucking asshole. I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck? But I mean, I explain a lot in this episode about how I feel I'm terrible at expressing emotions. Terrence told me all the time, please use your words. Like, I can't talk about shit ever. So, I mean, this really brings out, like, I am obviously really falling for Keith, but, like, I don't know how to express it. And when he fucking picks other people to go on goddamn dates and does stupid shit like that, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think, hey, girl, hey, it's Sensei. Hey. I know in the past episodes, you know, it was really, I knew it was going to be bad for you because you weren't the type, you know, to express your emotions and you just love to do spiteful things. And I was like, okay, this is not going to be a good thing for her. Like, she's not going to be able to find that person, you know? And I think this episode, you definitely grew a lot. You know, you were really trying really hard to show your emotions, and like we as viewers could see that. So kudos to you, girl, and I hope the emotions keep on coming.
And I definitely like that Keith is trying to take it real slow, even though you really, really thirsty for it, like you want it and you say it yourself. But I like that he's taking it slow because it makes, like, it shows that he cares, that he really wants to try to make it work and to make sure that you're on the same path with him. You know, it's good for me. Who knows? Y'all could be that one beam.
I don't know. I kind of take it the other way. Like, I'd be like, hold up, we already had sex, so like we should just do it again. Like,
I know. I think he's trying to retract
You know what
back
I'm
because he
saying?
was hurt in that one instance.
All the
You know,
time,
back and
it was
forth.
great. I thought it was great.
yeah, see? Yeah, why not just, yeah, see?
All right. Look at her drinking that Bud Light. Go ahead.
Speaking of, I at the beginning of the episode, we see that you kind of are saying you are pretending you don't like Keith, but you really do. Why were you playing that role? Was it because he was kind of not really giving you a full attention, kind of, you know, maybe looking at other girls? Why were you upset that you liked him? You wanted to not like him?
Because if someone's going to be with me, I think I should get there 100%. Like, you should be all about me. Like, why wouldn't you be? And I mean, I understand it was a game, but it just fucks you up being in that house. You become this psycho crazy person and you're very drunk all the time. If you didn't notice how inebriated I was every fucking time I was on the damn camera. But yeah, it's rough. It's just all rough.
I like your character, though. I like who you are on camera because it brings so much good TV to the situation.
Absolutely.
And that you're just yourself and you're like 100% yourself, and your family knows that as well, too, because of what your grandma said. I mean, like, if somebody's looking for real. Right. If somebody's looking for real, boom. It's right there.
It is right there. It is right there. I feel like obviously, yeah, everyone's drinking, and you were definitely partaking in that. Going back to the beginning of, I remember there was a scene, I want to say it was the first episode, when you like kissed all the guys. You were like the kissing bandit. Was that I was trying to remember, was that a dare, or was that just something that you just, you know, ended up doing just as a playful thing?
It was a dare,
Was it a dare?
There, and I kissed all the girls too.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, she
Oh.
was supposed to kiss everyone in the house.
And you did kiss everyone else, because you did actually, because Clinton was in the shower.
And she went in the
and
shower.
she made sure.
Yeah.
Did you sneak
But
a
then-
Okay, you didn't want to miss that one, girl. You didn't want to miss that one. It was like, hold up, I know there's one more.
But that's kind of where Keith started his, I don't know, disdain, or he just kind of felt some kind of way. Because prior to that, you guys have been vibing, it appeared, and then you did that, and he was kind of like, oh, I don't want to know if I want to be with a girl like that. Was he struggling with you because of your personality?
Probably, yes. I mean, once I got his 100%, I gave my 100% right back. But if you're going to make me look like a fool, I'm obviously going to make you look fucking worse. Because, why not?
Right. Oh, okay.
See,
There you go.
I think that's what was hard in the beginning because it's a back and forth for them.
Right.
So she does one thing, he's like, I'm gonna do it too, and then she's like, wait, why'd you just do that? But then when they're on the same page, like they said, it's like a beautiful thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Right.
it continues to be a beautiful thing.
Right.
And I stick together. And like I said, who knows if you're that match or not.
Yeah, you're our next. Well, at least for me and Nino.
Because I'm like, I don't know who else could be.
Who else either.
Granted, I want to throw it out there and be like, I hope Gillespie and E-Money are that one match too, because they just seem cute together.
Right.
At the end, she was like, well, you didn't kiss me like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like,
Yeah.
you should have gone for E-Money.
E-Money. Well, I really hope. I don't know. I really want. Not to do predictions early, but I really want that to happen. Like, I really want
Something good.
that to. Yeah, I want that to like manifest. I'm just saying because it seems like there's tiptoeing around
Yeah,
it.
so Kareem can shut up.
Exactly. That
Okay.
too. That too.
I'm like, wait, look. She just lit a cigarette. I can't. This is
Oh man, she's bad. This is Alexis, the Alexis show. So the challenge was Family Matters, and so basically with this challenge, the girls would have family members that basically said things about them, and the guys had to guess, these kind of questions that were given to them. So
Right.
when the question was given, you had to decide what the answer was, kind of multiple choice.
I'd be so scared if that
Situation.
was my mom or dad
Yeah?
or aunt or uncle
Would you?
or whatever. I just feel like they're like, oh, let's make this funny. And
Oh,
just
you
feel
like
the
they would
worst
embarrass
thing.
you
Yeah,
or something? I feel like there's been like some worse things like that's been said. I feel like this was tame as far as what we've seen in previous
Right.
seasons. Like, Neresa's called Chewy. Come on now, that ain't
Right.
nothing.
It was like because
yeah,
she's so hairy all over the place.
exactly.
And I'm just
like
How
really
is Chewie and Harry?
Yeah.
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca from Star Wars.
Yeah, because he's so
yeah.
I was like, oh,
That's what that
he
is.
just let it out.
Chewbacca.
But yeah, Chewbacca. So this is where we get the infamous scene with Alexis's hot grandma. First of all, Alexis, did you know that your grandma was going to be the one, or did anyone know like which family members were going to be on the screen?
No, we had no idea. We didn't even know whose family members they chose to show up. So when she was on the screen, I was like, Alex, I was excited as hell. It's what, the 5th week?
Yes.
Yeah, 5th week. And I haven't seen my family in forever, so I'm
Right.
like, my grandma's my best friend. She really is my best friend. So I was like tripping,
sweet.
and I saw her. It was literally so awesome.
That is
That's
dope.
dope.
That is dope. I was just going to ask if you all were close. And E-Money, of course, he's like, man, I would smash with her over 8 of the girls. He's like 8 of them. Like,
Would E-Money have a chance with grandma? Oh, maybe.
No comment.
she said no comment. No, I plead the
That
fifth.
is hilarious.
So Anthony ends up getting the question wrong, which I want to talk to you about because the question is how many guys does she think she's kissed? And so it was 0, and it was like the last one was 6 or more, and then there was one in between. And he picked 0. And I'm wondering if he picked that because he was trying to be nice and be like, oh, she's just going to think 0, or because obviously the first day we just mentioned that you kissed everybody in the house. So technically that's, 21 people.
Right.
So he obviously knows what the answer is, but I don't know if he thought maybe he's trying to be, grandma's conservative. Why do you think he said what he said?
I'm going to tell you a funny story. Actually, if you pay attention, that is the only question Keith hits the buzzer for.
Oh.
Because he knew how close my grandma and I were. Anthony and I didn't really get that close at this point, and he didn't know. He just thought my grandma would say like something nice, I feel like. But Keith knew me and my grandma are the same person. We're best friends. We live together, and he knew that she would say that.
So Keith
was going for it.
tried, and then Anthony just beat him on the buzzer.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So, and I love how grandma's like, oh, it'd be at least 6. So she
At
just
least.
at least keeping it real.
That's the best part, at least.
Yeah, at least, at least. But I think overall, the challenge was just, again, no one said anything really revealing. Jada shouldn't be with short guys, of course, because she's tall. Like that's
Right.
that's obvious.
Well, what was the other one?
I'm trying to. I don't know all about Dee Dee having an attitude. What was that?
Uche being a virgin.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah, that one, and that was interesting because the answer was, our mom saying yes because I'm a physician and I would know. And I love how
it should have been yes, and I'm a mother. I don't want to know.
It should have been, and I'm just like, and I'm gonna get into it in a second, but there's something she says going into the truth with, and I'm like, ooh, you might have just told on yourself. Was there anything? Alexis, that we didn't see in editing that may have been really crazy that they just didn't show?
Not really. I even said in an interview after that I thought Uche was a virgin.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, I had no idea. Like, she held herself very well. I just really...
She definitely said no, though, at the end. She was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Huh. Okay.
For a fact. It was a very tame game, and I'm glad that Tyler did say, "Yo, Joe, I'm sorry, you're out because we need Uche and Clinton to get in this booth to make sure we knew what was up." You know what I mean? I would have gone crazy too, Alexis. I want to know. Just let me know so we can move on with the situation. Sadly, like I said, Sensei is deeply heartbroken about this.
I didn't want to know.
I didn't want to know.
I couldn't handle it.
You all, and that seemed like that would have been, Alexis, a strategy across the board because they were the only other couple left that were really strong. Is that correct, in my assumption?
Aside from Keith and I, we're very strong.
Right. Sure.
I dig it. I think so.
Like, aside from Keith and I.
She's like, don't forget.
Right.
We're strong.
So, because of Tyler, giving that nice little layup, it ends up being Tyler and Jada are the matches, are couples that get to go on the date. Clinton and Uche, of course, and then Keith and Olivia. And surprisingly, he does not pick Miss Alexis. And I'm wondering from you, did you feel some kind of way about that?
Yes.
So fucking pissed. I don't even know if to say this, but I am. But we were sitting waiting for our interviews, and we had to be escorted outside if we wanted to smoke a cigarette. And I literally said, I got to the point where I was like, if you don't let me go smoke a goddamn cigarette, I swear to God, I'm going to throw myself out of this second-story window. Now, give me a cigarette now. And they did. But the fact of the matter is, I was livid. He had no reason to not pick me at all.
There was no reason.
Douche.
What was his reason, though? Because I'm wondering at this moment. Do you know, like, did he say, like, I picked her because...
Olivia are a perfect match on paper. So they always try to pursue that and see if they were a perfect match, which I, like, understand or whatever. But still, what the fuck? Why won't you take me on a date?
Right.
Well, so he said, I'm sorry, just so I can get clear, that they were a perfect match on paper?
He's just trying to, that's what she told her. He's just trying to play the game.
And they have a lot in common.
So he's trying to play the game in the situation, although, like he said, he looks like he's falling for her.
Yeah.
And they, like, do, like, impressions and accents, and, like, they really had a lot in common. They really did. And a lot of us thought that
it's a possibility.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Do you and Keith still talk?
No comment.
Pleading the fifth again.
Plead the fifth.
We're going to have to watch closely on your social media what you've been up to.
Right.
All right.
What did she say?
Wait, say that one more time?
What did you say?
Stay tuned for the reunion.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's
yeah.
Oh, there's
definitely.
a reunion?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
we're waiting on something right now.
Maybe.
We don't know.
Waiting to see what's up. Okay, so let's get into the date. Steamboat on the Mississippi River. Of course, Uche and Clinton are, having a good time, vibing, still feeling each other. We do see Keith and Olivia decide that they do want to get to know each other more. They kind of make a little pact because obviously both of them, Keith is kind of, also with Alexis, and then Olivia's been with Kareem. And so they kind of decide at that point that they want to kind of get to know each other, just kind of play the game more between themselves. Did you know, Alexis, obviously, like you said, he told you that they were on paper. When they went on the date and you saw that they were on the date and kind of the things that they were saying, had you gotten that impression already, or was that kind of a surprise to you?
I kind of felt that way because, like, the night of the fight, I knew they were in there talking, they were just talking.
Right.
Trying to... would be a perfect match. And I mean, I could see it. That's why I didn't get like I did get super pissed. Mm-hmm. But I understood to an extent, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, at this point, you can obviously see that we have no idea what the fuck we're doing.
Right.
We no perfect matches. Mm-hmm. Our strongest couple was not a perfect match. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, fuck it, whatever.
Right.
Figure
it out. Okay. Just kind of see what it is. If you think so, then go for it. Right. Speaking of, we go into the Truth Boost portion, and of course, no surprise, it's Clinton and Uche. Mm-hmm. And I love, and this is the part when I said, and you kind of saw that too, but she says if they're a match, she's going to lose her virginity again. Yeah. So that's when I was like, oh, okay, so she's not a virgin, but she was trying to play it up at the game and trying to be like, oh yes,
no, at the game too. She said
she did say it at the game.
She said no. Yeah, at the end she said something and she was like, no, I'm not.
Oh, she's okay. Right. Okay, so that because I was like, ooh, I got something. Yeah, but she already said it. I didn't miss that. She did, so of course to Sensei's disappointment, major disappointment. So they are
like
no
half
match.
The AYTO audience.
Honestly, like I didn't even want to watch it anymore because I'm like, literally,
like how is
they're
this
not
happening?
A match,
right?
Like at this point, I have no idea. I have no other couples right now that I'm like even putting in the radar.
I got two, and one is Alexis and Keith,
right?
And then Gillette's and E-Money.
and E-Money.
I'm just putting it out there.
But still, like a consistent.
It's hard.
You know, a couple that's not a not-match. You know what I'm saying?
Like, not a match, right?
It's like
this is just my new hope because I don't even know what else to hope for.
It is. Right. I mean, I think at this point, and I'll go to you, Alexis, for this because I think us collectively, whether the fans, the people, us here on our panel, I'm sure all the fans watching the show, that was kind of like the last hope. It seemed like they need to be a match because there's been times you've gotten one or two beams, and they've always sat together every single time. So it's like, oh, it's got to be them. It's got to be them. You get an opportunity to put them in. They're a no match, and it feels like the wind is out of your all sails. What was when you see that pop on the screen? What was the tune or the tone at the house when that happened?
The tone of the house was really like confused, sad, but to be honest with you, I was really happy because at that point, me and Keith could still be a match.
I can see it for the couples that are hoping that they were that one beam. Now it's one less, so they can be like,
gotcha,
one step closer to.
She's like, yeah. I could see. She's like, I could see. I could see that because that does alleviate because everyone really was thinking it was them, and they kept saying it was them. Yeah. Of course, they're devastated. They both start crying. I mean, they were
waterworks.
Yeah,
they were crying.
I felt like they genuinely cared for each other. I don't think it was. Yeah. I don't think it was. I mean, they were the token, and everybody in the house was saying it. They were the token couple. Like it's got to be them,
right?
This game is fixed if it's not them. Type situation.
This is why Uche reacted the way she did when she saw Jada and Clinton talk or come out the room. I know we're gonna get to that or whatnot. I mean, obviously, it looks super. Jada came. It was super chill the way she was talking to Clinton. Clinton told her point blank, I still care about Uche. I'm gonna be thinking about Uche, but I'm gonna play the game, but I'm still gonna be thinking about Uche.
Right.
And then just her reaction was a little crazy, but I get it. You know what I mean? Because like you said earlier to me, it might have been a little early. And I think that's why Jada was stepping so lightly to Clinton at that point. Right. She didn't want to, wait she didn't want to wait because she's been waiting for so long.
Right.
So I get why she was going so fast, but maybe if she did wait one day, you know what I mean?
At least just one day. Let her sleep on it.
Then they could slide it in.
Was it the same day though? Was it on the same day?
It was the evening.
It didn't.
I'm not sure. We can't tell from editing.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to Alexis. Alexis, so I don't know where you were in the vicinity of the house, but of course, Jada has not made it a secret that she liked, Clinton. And she was feeling him from jump. But of course, he was feeling Uche. And what we saw, she was very respectful of that. She didn't seem like she tried to holler at him or try to pull him away from Uche. She just kind of let it roll and just obviously said how she felt.
She was
and just kind of waited.
This.
And just waited for it to be a no match. Now, what was the time frame, or can you tell us, or do you know what the time frame was from the time that it was a no match, you guys find out, and then she pulls Clinton to the side in the room and starts talking to him?
Honestly, if you pay attention, Keith and I aren't anywhere.
Oh, shoot.
I can't give you a for sure answer on that.
So we don't even know if it was that day or the day before, or the day after type situation.
Well, wait, there was a scene that happened kind of in the middle of all this where you did say, you said you wanted to puke all over his face. And I don't know if that's just frustration or what.
But then they jumped into the couch.
Right.
Like, turn off the camera.
Right. And then you say again, you don't want to like him, but then we see you in the confessional and then you're like all over him and you just want to smash, it looks like. What's going through your head? What's going on? What's going on, Alexis?
I mean, I just really like sex, and if I have that's good at sex and wants to have sex with me all the time, it's great. And he always used to just be like, just wait till tonight. Just wait. No, we're not sick, just wait. It really pissed me off, but I mean, whatever, I stayed with him.
So you like sex and you just wanted it, and he was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Did you guys end up smashing that night?
Probably.
Probably.
Like,
There you go.
Okay, so we still don't know if it was that night or whatnot.
Right.
So let's say if it was that night,
okay,
that Jada did approach Clinton right after the thing, and Uche was, still obviously in her feelings because she should be, because she's sad. So like she was doing it respectfully, but maybe if she did wait, maybe the day after or whatnot, it might have slowed down a little bit. Or this is my question, or would it still be the same type of feelings because Uche is strongly wanting to?
I have a perfect answer for this.
Okay, do it.
When I watched it, I was like, okay, again, and we had Jada here on our show, and we talked to her about this, and in my opinion, she was probably the most respectful person that has like feeling someone else, because we've seen people
because she held back
exactly that they're feeling somebody and they'll just try to steal them. Like, hey, you need to talk to me. I mean, there's a lot of people that come to mind off top. So she's probably been the most respectful of someone who really liked someone else, because she really hasn't said anyone else that she liked.
Right.
So she literally was like, I'm waiting. There is a no match. I don't believe it was right after. Because it seemed like everything kind of had settled. They obviously weren't together anymore in the same space. I feel like he came to her. And really, if it was a problem, I feel like Clinton would have been like, yo, can you pump your brakes? Giving him a minute.
Right.
He didn't. He willingly went to the room with her, and you notice he defended her, because when he came down, Uche immediately started flashing and was like, what were you talking to him about?
Right.
And then he had to come over and be like, yo, we were just talking. Like, he defended Jada.
Right.
So I really think it was done all out of respect. I think Uche, kind of just went at, and she was in her feelings. I mean, and I don't blame her. But she did come at her, and Jada was like, yo, we got to play this. Like, I'm having a conversation.
And I think she, like, when she lost it, I feel like it was just kind of like hope just like tear down, and like, it's just like the game probably got so frustrating because so many no matches were hooking up still, and it's like she never really got to want to know the person she really wanted to get to know, and then it's never happening, and then
that's why
it was just a breakdown, you know.
That's why it's hard. Like, I can't blame her for wanting to do it so quickly if she did it so quickly. You know what I mean? And I also can't blame Uche for having those feelings or whatnot as well too. But like I said, I think like if anyone tries to come for Jada at that point or whatnot in the comments or whatever, I think she did it respectfully.
No, absolutely.
Okay. And like I said, and don't blame Uche for being in her feelings, because she had to be.
Exactly. I'm not mad at her for doing that. I understand why, but I don't think Jada was in the wrong at all.
I don't think so either.
I don't think she was in the wrong at all. So we get up to the match ceremony, and Alexis, right now, obviously you guys are going into the matchup ceremony. It is the guy's choice. How are you feeling about your boy Keith at this point? Are you feeling like strong that he's going to pick you? Do you feel like someone else might be feeling you at this point?
The only person who should have been feeling me is Keith, and
I love this. I love all of it.
So I didn't know if he's gonna pick me or not. It's always a nice surprise when he decides he wants to show he likes me.
Awesome.
Good.
Okay.
She's on brand, like literally on brand.
So we get up to the matchup ceremony. As I mentioned, it is the guy's turn. We start off with Anthony, and then he ends up picking Nicole, and Terrence J kind of steps in.
Right.
And you see he's, getting frustrated with the house because you guys, to be honest, you guys are sucking right now. Like, you don't have any perfect matches. No one has been a perfect match. That's and the truth booth.
It's week 5.
You've the highest amount of beams you have has been 4. So you haven't got past 4. You're in the 5th week, so you're halfway through this, and it doesn't seem like you're making any progress. So he kind of has, and I want to know from you, because I know that these matchup ceremonies are lengthy. We only get a portion of it, but how, did he really seem sincere when he was kind of lecturing you all about the no match couples?
Terrence J made me feel like shit about myself more than anyone else.
Get it, Terrence.
Real.
Yeah.
He would bitch at us, and he made us feel bad. He'd leave and we'd be like, shit.
Like a parent, scolding you.
Yeah, it was like being scolded by your parents. It was awful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was glad he spoke up.
Terrence is perfect for this show. He's so good for this show.
I was glad he spoke up. I remember we used to see that with Ryan too. He would get at points of frustration, during this, yo, get out your head, type thing. So he has this, he has a say. We do see Malcolm pick Dee Dee, which no surprise there.
Right.
I think that he should explore that. Kareem picks Olivia. Again, no surprise. Joe picks Zoe. And then we see Kareem pop off. And he basically calls Joe out because, according to him, he's just talking mess about other guys to the girls. And so he feels like Joe isn't playing the game correctly. And I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
I'm not featuring Kareem. He's a loser.
Okay, you don't like Kareem.
No.
But in reality, I think Joe was trying to get the feels on for Olivia, and that was his way of trying to scoop in a sense or whatnot. I can't speak on what he was doing the rest of the time because, like they said, Tyler, him, and Shad were just chilling and talking, or E-Money were just talking with the guys to each other and not playing the game correctly.
Right.
But they said the house is not divided, but I definitely feel like the house is divided because the guys who are not talking to or look like they're not pursuing any girls are mad at the fact that these no match couples are hooking up, and they think that it's a situation right there. And those no match couples or whatnot are the people who think that they found their match are like, well, you guys aren't even trying.
Right.
So it's a house divided, which is going to be hard to strategize with a game like this because they need to start talking somehow, some way to get these beams up.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I respect Joe for calling these no matchers out. Kareem didn't have to butt in.
And say what he said.
No, he didn't have to. I mean, what Joe is saying is the truth.
Right.
He didn't specifically say you and Olivia. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about the people who are actually non-matches. Actually hooking
and I
up.
could see that too because Kareem's situation is I'm sure he's defending what he's doing, but he also said that him and Olivia they haven't been determined a non-match. So really, he's not even speaking on them.
Exactly.
He's speaking on the no-match
Kareem's
couples.
tripping off
So he's kind of
reason.
making a statement.
And I think Kareem feels threatened by the Joe situation, which is why he retaliated.
He's
out.
insecure.
Right.
He's an insecure dog.
Whoa, this one here.
But
if Melody was here, both of y'all would be going in.
I think Joe's frustrated, and I think that there's a few guys, and these are probably the guys he's talking to, that they're frustrated because they want to talk to these. They have certain girls they want to talk to, but they're invested in these no match couples. I'm gonna go to our good friend Alexis. Alexis, so when this happens and during the matchup ceremony, who are you siding with?
Yeah, how did you feel, girl? How did you feel?
What did you get from this? Where are you at on this?
A lot of people would bitch about Keith and I being together because the chances of us being that one beam was low because we're so bad for each other. So I was on the other side, fuck you guys, I'm gonna do what I want as long as we get this money. I don't give a fuck. It's not like I was there for the wrong reasons or anything. So.
Okay. Did you feel that Kareem was justified, of what he was saying, or did you feel that Joe was really, really saying something about no match couples talking? Because you guys are not a no match couple, so it wouldn't pertain to you. But do you feel that there were no match couples that were prohibiting the game being played correctly?
To an extent, yes. But I don't know. Joe just really ended up getting on my nerves all the time with all of his bullshit and fucking conspiracying, and he just gets really fucking annoying.
Okay.
Yo, we need to. I wish you were in studio. You are so good, Alexis.
Oh man,
you are such a good guest.
She's giving the real. She's not.
I take a second and grab another beer.
Yeah,
you
go for it. We'll talk.
yeah. I
we'll
feel
talk.
like Joe possibly was that one to really try to figure this out, like be the one person in the house that's like, you guys, like let's figure this out. And I'm sure everyone was rolling their eyes at Joe. Poor Joe, man. Man.
Well, I see where he's coming from.
I do, yeah.
I guess it's and what Kareem was saying is basically, look, if they're a no match, then that shouldn't prohibit you from talking to them. I'm basically, I can see both sides. I could see Joe saying,
I feel like Kareem shouldn't have said anything because specifically he wasn't talking about Kareem.
He was talking about him.
So Kareem shouldn't even open his mouth. I think he's just trying to be a bully because he's a dog. And I honestly feel like the no-match couples should have spoke up. Like Gilles and her man. I don't even know his name. Anthony. And who was the other ones? Y'all help me out here.
Well, there's basically all of
mine's all erased because
okay, whatever. But I'm saying
ones that are still hooking
they
up,
should have opened up, like Dimitri and Nicole.
Right.
Like they should have talked. Like if that was a real issue. Like I feel like, and like Kareem going in on E-Money, and like E-Money's trying to get to know Gillette, and he has a real reason. Like she's over here with Anthony. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then Kareem's just trying to be a bully, and it's just like, yo, dude, like, ew.
He's basically, I mean, he showed himself with the whole Tyler situation. How he went in on Tyler. I mean, we had him on the show.
She's still sad about Uche Clinton.
Right, so I know. He was taking it out.
It's going to be okay, girl.
I guess it's back.
Hashtag ew.
Hashtag ew.
Jimmy Fallon.
Let's see. So, going back to Alexis. Alexis, you back? You got
her on the beer.
Okay,
She's good.
She's good. So going back, you basically... Keith does pick you. So you get what you wanted.
He better.
And you're beaming. Like, you're just like...
Oh, yes, girl.
You just are feeling like
if
you won the lottery.
If it wasn't the beam, girl, you was lit up, girl.
You was super lit up. I thought that was cute. I mean, you could tell... I could tell that you really like him. I think it seems to me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that you don't know if he likes you in the same way, and maybe that's your hesitation. Is that correct? Yes.
100%, yeah.
Okay, cool. So finishing out, we have Clinton picks Jada, which, hey, Jada. I'm going to see what happens with that. I'm excited to see what happens if something happens with that.
Probably nothing's going to happen. But
like as far as
like Jada and him really like becoming something.
Because Jada even said this.
Because like he's with Uche. They're, you know.
Yeah.
But even the perfect match situation because.
And you know what? And I'm okay with that. Okay. They're the only non-match couple that can still hook up. Okay. Just FYI. I'm just,
permission?
you know, so people aren't over here like, oh, you Uche, Clinton, you know, you want them to still hook. Yeah, sure do. They should still be together. I don't want anyone interrupting their moment.
Okay, boo boo.
Okay.
It's gonna be okay.
No, it's not.
We're gonna breathe. We're gonna breathe. It's gonna be okay.
All right.
But you know what? Clinton and Jada's situation. Jada did say this. It's highly unlikely that they are the match because only one beam popped up this week.
Right.
Which makes sense, and I'm glad she put her feelings aside and said that because it's totally true.
We need to find out who that one beam is.
If it's the first time you're sitting with this person today, you're most likely highly not a match.
So do you guys feel like this one beam is like multiple different matches that sat down on different days, or do you think this is actually like a specifically like one couple?
I don't, but see, I'd have to see who like
you have to
are
go
the
back.
same. Like you have to go back.
Yeah.
And
That's just like me.
Yeah.
It's me. You know it's me. Like,
just real quick, we only got a couple more minutes, Alexis. But when you did see that it was one beam, and obviously you went backwards again. Terrence goes in on you. He starts his lecture. You get scolded again, and then. What is the mood of the house? Like, what do you guys? Because I know that Sensei's favorite person, Kareem, lashes out again. What is the mood? Like, what are you feeling at this point?
We're all just extremely confused. Our strongest couple was just a no match. we haven't gotten any matches thus far. Everything's just going to shit. We literally have no idea what to do. We don't know what we're doing, anything. We're just completely confused, and everyone wants to give up at this point, kind of.
So you're feeling like us? Because like I said, I erased everybody else that was sent down because I don't even know at this point.
My mind went blank, and I'm just speechless.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just
How many times did you and Keith sit down together?
I couldn't fucking tell you.
I don't know.
I feel like it was the very first
one.
match.
First one we did.
And then didn't he pick Zoe one time? The second time around, right? I think.
We're gonna have to look back at the tape.
Yeah.
We'll have to look back.
But
No,
it's gonna have to. They're gonna have to really figure that out because it's like in my head right now. If she sat down with him intermittently like that, they could highly be that one beam. Any couple that sat down with people intermittently like that more than twice.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to. I mean, it's a strategy. They're gonna have to figure it out.
You got to figure it out.
Yeah.
But Alexis, we want to thank you so much for being on our show.
Thanks,
Thank
girl.
you.
You've been so amazing. I appreciate it. Before we let you go, can you let the people know where they can find you on social media?
Okay, Twitter and Instagram is Lexequence, LEXQUENCE, like eloquence. Only it was LexLove6 till my mom got pissed because it looked trashy. And yeah, don't Snapchat unless I'm really drunk.
Awesome. All right, give it up for Alexis.
Yay! Thanks,
I hope you get that Bud Light sponsorship real quick.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Bye, Alexis.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Okay, so we got 30 seconds. Real quick, do you think, this is the only question I need answered.
Okay.
Do you think that it's going to be a repeat of last season with them not getting all the matches?
No, I feel like they're gonna win.
You feel like they're going to get it?
It's gonna be one of those third seasons where it was
How
like.
can you say that?
Because this same thing happened in third season where they were just going back and forth, and all of a sudden, boom,
They got it.
they got it. Third or fourth, whatever it was.
Okay.
I'm just,
I mean,
don't
at
get
this
it.
moment, at this time, I feel like they're not gonna win the
They're
money.
not going to get it.
That,
Okay.
I mean, I mean, I could give faith, but that's a whole lot of faith.
Right.
That's a whole lot.
It's the same thing for that one season. I'm telling you, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, how did they do that?
But no, they still had I feel like every season at least had a match, a perfect match that was out in the cabanas living their life.
True.
I feel like there might have been one season where they may have got it like around now, or maybe in the 6th, but it seems like it's taking forever.
Yeah.
So if they do, hey, it's a
Congrats.
miracle.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know. I feel like I'm leaning more towards that they're not going to get it.
Gotta have.
But I don't know. We'll see. But it's been crazy before.
That should have been our
It's
intro.
gone.
That should've been our
It's
intro.
literally gone from 2 to 10.
We gotta have faith. His
No,
next
it
intro next
literally
week.
got to 1 for 1.
Yeah. No, I'm saying before in another season. I'm talking about another season. They had
was
2
2,
matches,
and then it was
they
to
got 10 the
10?
next. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So stranger things have happened. So
All right, well, Stranger Things.
yeah, exactly.
Ooh, that's coming out. Like,
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been our show. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to our engineer Jeff holding it down.
Yes, Jeff.
I've been your host Lem Gonsalves. You can find me always at The Poet Saint. Also check out my website, stayonthemic.com. Sensei, where you at?
Yes, you guys know where to follow me at Sensei Don't Play, SINSE Don't Play.
You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm telling you, check out that IG store that I had of Sensei here because genuine sadness at your finest.
All right, y'all. Till next week. Peace.
Thanks.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.